Alright, it's Easter, and before Easter is over, I wanted to do a video on eggs and bunnies. So believe it or not, I recently learned via my pastor in a Q&A, which is super cool, that eggs and bunnies are not pagan. Once again, the pagans stole something from the Christians. Shibuya. So let's start with the bunnies. The bunnies were a sign of springtime, and in ancient Germany and many other farmlands all over the world, bunnies came out more around spring. And to the ancient Germanic tribes, it was a sign that spring was coming. And the church leaders took notice of this, and recognizing that Easter is halfway through spring, the more bunnies they saw, the more they knew that the liturgical calendar was pointing them to Easter. So when they saw a lot of bunnies, they came up with the German term Istransan. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it sounds German to me, which is Happy Istransan, which I think it's Guten Istransan, which is Good Easter, Good Easter in English, which means Happy Spring. And they did it in the middle of the spring in particular, which was a sign that Easter is coming. The church leaders established this to mark the resurrection of Christ and the Passion Week. So that's why we got the bunnies. Now, they had to hard boil their eggs in the winter because chickens and ducklings and other animals that they took eggs from weren't as plentiful. So when they didn't need to hard boil their eggs anymore, they celebrated that. It was springtime, and yet again that points to the Passion Week and resurrection. And the interesting thing is, we get the coloring of eggs because the kings, the first kings of Germany, aka the first Kaisers, took their boiled eggs that they didn't eat yet, colored them with the vinegar and different paints they had back then. I don't think they had dyes. They might have. Kings were rich, so they had access to dyes. And they gave them to their cabinet. And that's kind of where we get the fancy colored crystal eggs things from. And the church people and the church leaders of the Germanic tribes took notice and kind of took this and made arts and patterns. And also they did things related to the empty egg to represent the empty tomb. So that's a little Easter fact for you about eggs and bunnies. Yet again, another thing, where's that stinking bunny at? Another thing that the pagans stole from Christians. In your face, pagans, Christians came up with it first. I will get into in future videos as the holidays and the liturgical calendar continues how they stole the Christmas tree, the pagans stole the 25th, and how there are certain things about Christmas that actually are Christian and actually are liturgically correct if we calculate certain things and we look at certain cultures. But that's another video. So bunnies and eggs are ours. Booyah.